Retro Rob's Gaming Videos.
Hey, Rob here, and I generally try to stay real positive on this station, and I'm not going to be like terribly negative on this, but there has been something that has been bothering me for a while, and it's kind of the change in culture on eBay, especially for us sellers. Now, I go way back in selling on and buying on eBay, and I've had a great time doing it. I used to sell small components. I went to selling processors and memory and just some of my old stuff that I was getting rid of, to at a point buying things on pallets and then splitting up those pallets and selling them off for money on eBay. And I had a great time. I mean, I'd sell a processor and some parts to people, and they'd email me back a picture of the computer they made with it. And it was really fun, and it was really an enjoyable time. But the last couple years on eBay have quite honestly just been hell. Uh, there's been a change in culture, and that change has been largely against the mid-size seller, the mid and small scale sellers, and it's in favor of basically scam artists and people who sell a whole lot. And I really have been scaling back my eBay operations because whenever I sell something really expensive, I'm now stressing. And it's just really not worth the time anymore. I still sell every once in a while, but I'm thinking of changing my behaviors, and I'll talk about that at the end of this because this is really a top five list, and I'm going to give you the five reasons why I'm done selling stuff. Actually, I'm not done, but why I've been scaling back on my selling on eBay. Number five, P- PayPal. We should call that PayPal. It's PayPal. PayPal and eBay fees are too high. 10 to 15%. You know what I think about it now? It's probably more. I sold about 2,000 last month in eBay stuff, and I was charged about $150 to $180 from eBay for the privilege of using their system. Now, that is in comparison to 5 to 7% is what I used to pay back, in the late 90s and early 2000s for it. It's just too high, and that's not even counting PayPal taking out part of it yet. So PayPal takes out part of my money, which is an eBay company. eBay takes out part of my money, a huge amount of my money, honestly. And it's starting to get to the point where sometimes I look at it and go, why the heck am I even bothering? There's no profit in some of the stuff I sell anymore, so I sell less. On to number four. Number four, four. eBay does not respect your regional selling preferences. It For a very long time, I did sell internationally, and I had a few problems, and it's very difficult to deal with problems internationally. So I quit selling internationally, and that was all well and good for a while. But then one day, eBay kind of reset my selling preferences, and all of a sudden, I'm getting, South American, Croatian sales, and they're difficult to complete because I'm not really set up to ship out there. Now, eBay has their own shipping system, but there's still feedback problems with this, and there's problems with relating to those people. So I prefer to sell in the US, and even though I have everything set to ship to the US only, they still have allowed foreign bidders to bid. And I don't have anything against foreign bidders. We're all people here, but it's very difficult to deal with foreign bidders. Recently, I had a bidder from Brazil, and it was a U.S. only auction. It was a really heavy package, so I really wanted to sell it in the U.S. only. I had it flagged U.S. only. I had a message in there that said United States bidders only, please. And the guy bid on it anyway, and he won it last minute. And eBay's system is so broken, I literally could not charge any shipping for that item. And so I told him, I'm going to cancel this transaction. You weren't really supposed to bid, and the guy left me a negative feedback. Well, I did nothing wrong. Honestly, that he could bid, he may not have done anything wrong either. But the problem is, I'm sitting here with a negative I didn't really deserve. He wasn't supposed to bid on the auction, and PayPal I'm sorry, eBay wasn't supposed to let him bid on that auction, yet he did. So they don't respect your regional selling preferences. So don't hope that they're going to save them, because I just had another one from Canada last week. Not that I mind. I love you Canadians, man. It's just that it's expensive to ship mid-size items, and it doesn't become worth it for you guys, and you guys cancel all the time once you get that huge shipping fee. So I love Canada. Just don't want to sell there. Number 3. eBay totally does not respect your return policies. Oh yeah, they have a little checkbox, no returns allowed, but they don't respect it at all. And the reason is they're tied to PayPal, and PayPal has a 45-day return policy no matter what. And the problem with that is that some people don't read auctions. Now, I really am pretty forgiving about, people that, make a mistake on an auction and then want to cancel it. I'm fine with that. But when I've shipped it out and you send me a negative feedback because you didn't read that this was for parts, and it's marked several times in red in the auction, I have a hard time accepting that return. So I want my return policy to be respected as a seller. And they don't do it. They just basically overrule it, and then you end up taking that back, or else you just are out the money, the shipping, and the item. It's really annoying. I really not real happy about that one. I got lucky one time though. I had somebody win a Wii U for me, and 47 days later they said that it was missing the video cable. Really? No, I'm pretty sure I sent it. Well, then they're like, well, no, it won't connect to my, my RCA or whatever jacks. And I'm like, dude, it's HDMI only. The HDMI cable's in there. Then a day later, they said that it was missing, that little receiver thing on the top that goes on top of the TV. They said that was missing. No, this is 47 days later that they're saying this. So I'm having a hard time trusting them. And yeah, fortunately it was out of the PayPal range, but if they'd have done the same thing, just decided that, they needed their money back because they were broke now, how am I supposed to make money on that? And Lord only knows what condition the thing's at after 30 days. People can drop and break it and then return it in 30 days. So you're sitting there stressing over big purchases for 45 days, and it makes me just annoyed as heck. Number 2, no recourse for deadbeat bidders and non-paying bidders. There's a 30-day hold on that item after they win it. 30 days. Now, buyers, I want to tell you something. And this isn't to be rude, this isn't to be edgy or anything. If you do not have the money to pay for this item, an item that you're bidding on right now, you're not going to have it Friday, okay? I know this because I am a seller and I see it happen over and over and over again. You're not going to have the money. Don't bid if you don't have the money. And what happens is people do this all the time. They think that they won the auction and that's a hold on the item for them. 30 days. 30 days you have to wait to clear it unless you can get them to retract. Basically back off of the thing. And some people they don't do it. So I'm just basically stuck there for 30 days and might get a negative because they can negative you even if you both agree to cancel. Ridiculous. Yeah, they don't respect that at all. So annoying. Okay, but my number 1 reason is that the feedback system is a mess. If somebody gives you a false negative feedback, I've only had one, by the way, in the last probably 8 years. I've had one negative feedback, and it was that Brazilian guy who gave me a negative feedback because he bid on an auction he shouldn't have. There is no way for me to note that, hey, this guy bid on an auction he shouldn't have. He agreed to cancel the transaction. I thought everything was fine. You can't say that. And by the way, I cannot give him a negative back for doing that. There is no recourse. There is an obtuse system where you can report this buyer. And Lorelei knows what it's doing because they don't respond to you at all. eBay doesn't tell you anything about what's happening. So basically, buyers can go around, rip people off, uh, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no recourse for you. And I've had a really just bad run lately of buyers who exhibited bad behavior, not paying, um, not understanding that it's an auction. So, yeah, number one, that feedback system is totally broken. eBay needs to fix it. Now, uh, I would like to talk a little bit about ways you can kind of mitigate this. I found that I've been switching more to buy it nows. That way, they have to pay for it now with PayPal. So, number one, I'm guaranteed to at least get my money and ship the thing out. So that's number one. Uh, Number two, I have started selling like on Craigslist more. But Craigslist, number one, is free, gets rid of your PayPal fees. Uh, yeah, somebody might shoot you and just take your crap, but for the most part, it's pretty trackable. So there's not a lot of crime going on, and I would imagine there's less scams going on Craigslist. Oh, I might be wrong about that, but I'd imagine there's less scams going on Craigslist than on eBay, just because you can see the merchandise and you get paid right away. Don't accept any cashier's checks. I've never done it, but I've never accepted one. But don't accept cashier's checks for your Craigslist purchases. And the final one is Game Gavel. That's www.gamegavel.com, I think. This is run by the guys who do Retro Magazine and also do the, oh, what was the name of that? Big Game Hunters show on YouTube. Check that out, by the way. It's a really good show. They have a game specific auction system that's less expensive than eBay and is specific to gaming. And I think they're really worth a try to check them out. So anyway, that's all the bitching and moaning I have to do about eBay. I just had to get it off my chest. So thanks for watching. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.